So I was sitting there as you were talking, and I had a bracelet that said boldness on it because I felt like at the beginning of this year, wasn't being bold enough. And as you were talking,
You feel that you have not been being bold enough?
I needed to put myself out there a little bit more. And as you were talking, I took it off and realized that I needed to be more joyful and not more bold.
Well, we've enjoyed this interaction immensely. You just got the only piece you'll ever need right there. Yeah. Because in boldness, there can be a motivating myself to do something that I'm not vibrationally ready for. So if you just force yourself into action when you're not vibrationally ready, it launches more rockets of desires, but it's usually not a moment of things clicking into place and feeling better. Good. Yeah.
Now I'm in a place where I know exactly how much money I want to manifest and create for myself.
For now.
I'm just not sure that...
For now.
Right, for now. And I'm just now exploring ways to get there.
Well, you know how you made the definition that rather than being bold, what did you decide to be instead of bold?
Joyful.
Joyful. And in the joyfulness, there's a receptivity. So rather than trying to figure out how to accomplish the more money, all you got to do is figure out how to be more joyful in the moment, even not on the subject of money, because in your joy and therefore in your relaxation of resistance, then the impulses will come to you. And sometimes an impulse that comes does not even seem remotely, even though it is related to the outcome that you're seeking, but it's leading you to something that leads 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 you to something, and then suddenly it all clicks in for you and you say, oh, now I see. Esther says on nearly a daily basis, I got this thought and I just let it flow, and it led to another thought, none of them all that precise about anything that I think I'm looking for, but one thought leads to another, and all of a sudden I'm standing in this garden of creation with all of the things that I've been asking for recently about a specific subject just being handed to me. It's almost like you have to go to the happy garden first, and then the peaceful garden, the happy peaceful garden. And you're not saying where's the money, where's the money, where's the money. You're saying, oh, what a happy peaceful garden. Even though money is in the vortex and it's active in your vibration, the absence of money isn't active when you're in a happy peaceful garden. And so since the absence of the money isn't active when you're in the happy peaceful garden, then you go into another part of the garden that is interesting, and it evokes from you some pointedness about something that you really like, and you start feeling preferences moving in you. And so you were happy and peaceful and still are, but now you're more specific. And you're still not blocking the money, and then into another part and another part and another part, and suddenly you're standing with money all around your ankles, and you want to say, who knew that the happy garden would lead to the peaceful garden, would lead to the garden of more intention? Who knew that what I always thought was laziness and what I always thought was not focusedness, who knew that this ease and flow would lead to everything that I'm looking for? But that's how it works. And others say, how did you do that? Did you work hard? Did you stay up all night? What were you doing? You said, well, I just went to this happy peaceful garden. And they're saying, yeah, right. There was a bookie in there, wasn't there? Somebody was in there. You met somebody in there. You just didn't go to that garden because it was happy and peaceful. You went there knowing that you were going to find the winning lottery ticket under that bush. You did, didn't you? No, really. I just went to the happy peaceful garden because I was getting ready to be ready, to be ready, to be ready, to be ready, to be ready. And the thing that's so interesting to us, you see, the reason that you want all of this money, it's to enhance or exaggerate or embellish your sense of freedom, and it's to launch a whole lot of other things that are important to you also. But what it really is about feeling good. And if you can just find a way to feel good as you enter that garden. Someone says, how are you doing on your goal? Oh, I'm doing great. What are you doing? Feeling really good. What do you mean? You're working on your goals, right? Yeah. What are you doing? Feeling really good. No, really, what are you doing? Do you have plans? Do you have your company motto in place? And do you have a business plan in place? And you say, yeah. Well, what is it? Be happy. Be happy. Oh man, you're going to need a whole lot more. No, I really don't, because my vortex contains my blueprint that I've been putting there piece by piece. And all I need is as much of the blueprint as I can decipher in any point in time. I'm not the creator now of the blueprint. I've created it piece by piece, bit by bit, over a long, long period of time. And it's ripe and ready for me to receive. And my method of receiving it is to not let my thoughts about it get in the way of it. Ooh. My way to receive it is by getting off the subject that still hasn't manifested and on a subject that I can acknowledge in this moment. And so I'm just looking for joy wherever I can find it. And then it's leading to joyful things that are specifically relating to my hands in the clay, witnessing of avalanches of money. Then saying, you know, the world is awash in money. You know that, don't you? The world is awash in money. All we got to do is get in sync with the avalanche. How do you do that? You have a plan for that? Yeah. I just be happy. Most won't hear you, but test it out and see what happens. You have something more specific? Because we really went into the Looney Tune bin as far as most humans are thinking. In other words, oh yeah, just get happy and everything you want will come. That's the key, right? That's the key.
I think the Looney Tune bin is what I needed.
But there's more to the story than just get happy. We'll tell you the little bit of the story that we left out just now. You've been living and living and living and living and living and knowing what you don't want and knowing what you do want, and you've been filling up your vortex, and your vortex has been spinning and spinning, and the law of attraction has been responding to it, and your inner being's been standing there as a point of attraction, and all cooperative components have been gathered. So everything you want is a vibrational reality. We left that part out just now. There's a vibrational reality that is ready for you. The question is, are you ready for it? And the answer is, when you're working too hard, no. The answer is, when you're having fun, you're ready for a piece of it, and you're ready for another piece of it, and you're ready for another piece of it. But you got to chill in order to get into the receptive mode to know what to do and what to do and what to do and what to do and what to do. Those impulses are going to come from within, and those impulses are going to provide perfect timing. So here it is. This vortex that we are just describing to you, you're really going to like this. This vortex that we're describing to you, every piece of it, every piece of this vibrational reality has a physical counterpart. So all of the cooperative components and peoples and agencies and changes in laws, all of those pieces of your vortex have physical, flesh, blood, and bone, real life counterparts. So your inner being knows every single one of them that match every single one of those. Your inner being knows exactly what you want and how to help you get it. So all you have to do is tune in to what your vortex, in essence, knows, and to your degree of happiness, which is the same thing as saying to your degree of readiness. Your timing in the rendezvousing with all of those manifestations will occur. That's how thoughts turn to things. Some of these people aren't ready yet either, quite, but they're getting ready to be ready. And so when you tune in, then you'll know when to move forward. You'll know what to say when. You'll just sense, because your inner being knows. Talk about a coaching system. Talk about having a friend upstream. Talk about having not necessarily the most direct route to what you want, but certainly the most happy route to what you want. And after just a little bit of this, you'll come to know that nothing is off limits. Every idea that you have, and especially those that you're able to now verbalize, they're ready for you. Just don't get your cart before the horse, and just don't try to use your humanness to get it. Let the non-physical you guide the physical you to the other physical yous, so that all the physical yous can have the party that your non-physical yous have already been having. Something more?
Nope.
Really good. Really good. Really good.